But I've seen some later relapses, which you say, well, perhaps the immune suppression would have recovered by now. And then you become aware of that this is where the irony comes in, is that to me, I was always suspicious. I saw all these reports and they were always pushed aside, and many publications were pulled. I mean, the Orwellian censorship by whatever it is, I don't know. But whatever it is, the censorship's been awful. But now there is enough data out there, there's enough people cried foul, that the quality control of messenger RNA viruses, which I believe was always the big issue. I mean, it was a big issue. Has not been solved. And you've seen all
the quality of the vaccines, yeah.
There was for the first time, mainstream media, an article in Spectator Australia, actually went through that not only is the quality control awful, but it's contaminated with DNA plasmids. One report up to 350 odd times, with sequences from the SV40 promoter. Well, the SV40 is an oncogenic promoter used in cancer development in mice. And, you know, so when I say, what the hell is that doing in an RNA vaccine, you have to ask. Because the presence of that and the presence of DNA means it can integrate. Surely that's not possible. Well, you don't have to go very far into the literature to find people reporting that the spike protein is integrated into all sorts of different tissue. And for Registry, they said that it stays at the point of the injection site and there's no way it spreads. Oh, that's all right then, it's safe. This turns out to be a complete lie. It's been identified in autopsy, it's been identified everywhere. And this is the other thing with patients. I can't get autopsies on these patients to prove this. It's quite incredible. But a colleague who had an explosive cancer, a colorectal, basically at surgery sent the pieces away, the metastases away, and spike messenger RNA from the vaccine insertion was confirmed. So it is. This to me is quite frightening that this is occurring. And also that there's been this, we don't need to do post-mortems on patients dying from this. It's like it's from on high and they just won't do it. I pleaded for one of the patient who died from explosive melanoma, who said, I never felt well after the booster. I just felt chronically unwell, and then the melanoma came exploding back. They wouldn't do it.
And had the patient's relatives consented to a post-mortem?
Oh yes, oh yes.
So just a minute, you're one of the most senior doctors in the country. You wanted a post-mortem. Yeah. The relatives had consented to a post-mortem, but that was refused. This is just unbelievable.
It's overruled, yeah. Unbelievable. It is
overruled by whom?
Well, perhaps it had something to do with there was a report which got into the Lancet of people who died after vaccines to see whether it could, I don't know if you saw that. It appeared in the Lancet, but then it was pulled. It was pulled very quickly. The explanation given, it wasn't properly peer reviewed, which tells you there's not, peer review is over and dead.